Yo, we're playing mini games. Today I wanted to talk about about my least favorite teacher I've ever had. I'm not gonna say her actual name. I'm just gonna call her Miss T. So Miss T, she's not like a bad teacher per se. Like she can teach a subject if she tried, but she's just a bad person. I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, you walk into her class and it just drains all of the fun out of your veins. Any enjoyment you would have had in that class is immediately gone the second you step in and you hear her blasting Taylor Swift while talking about how it's an amazing day to be at school learning academic bell to bell. That's kind of her attitude. She's like way over the top. And that can be a good thing sometimes. But for her, the way she teaches and everything is just not good. And at my school, we have 3 days to switch classes or teachers if we want to. And the first 3 days of school just so happened to be Miss T was not there, so I wouldn't know if I would have had a good experience or a bad experience. So I couldn't get out of her class on the off chance that she was a good teacher and I would be missing out on a good time, which did not happen at all. So the first time she was there, I didn't think too much of it because, it's her first day here. She's probably just like putting on a persona. But no, this was her toned down. She only got more extreme from here. She was already walking in there, restating the thesis of like her life every day. She'd bring up her syllabus every single morning, and we had to do like a whole PowerPoint every day. But this PowerPoint was just like the same 10 slides over and over again. And so we had to do that every day, which sucked. But I mean, it could have been worse. You know, it could have like had a worse subject, but no. The subject was already the worst subject, which is English. And English is the worst subject and also the worst language because it makes no sense at all. And there's so much extra stupid work. I can have fun in English class if I have a good English teacher, but that never happens. You get a good English teacher like once a lifetime, and that is it. You never will get a like actual English teacher. For me, English has just always been my least favorite class, and on top of that, having a teacher who like feels more suited to be a prison guard than an actual children's caretaker. I don't think that she's right for the job, I guess. But let's get on to why she's the worst. So like I said, we do the same assignment every day. But it like once you're done with the assignment, you know what you get to do? You get to think about what you've done. You get to sit there and be like, "Oh wow, I finished that assignment." And then you sit there for 30 minutes being like, "Oh, I should have stayed working on that one-page assignment that I had to do." Uh, and I should have restated the thesis of my argument. It's just stupid things like that. Like every little thing that could cause a teacher to be bad, she's all of those things. I don't know anyone at my entire school who actually liked her. I don't know anyone at my entire school who like tolerated her. She was by no means anyone's favorite teacher. I'm a bit off my game today because I like spent the entire last week doing finals and then online classes and then procrastinating, all that, you know? So I'll just walk through the school year, basically. First semester, we had one big assignment. It was an essay. And it was like a essay about like things that we did as children or something, or like a mistake that we had made previously. And I wrote mine, finished it, like the final draft, in about 2 days. And I think it was a decent essay. Like, it'd probably get at least a B, probably an A. But it didn't get either of those things. You know why? Because it never got graded. It literally never. The entire school year went by. She still hasn't graded the first assignment, which there's like literally no reason to not grade it. Most recently, she graded an assignment in like 3 days, and everyone had their grades in, and no one liked their grades because she doesn't like anyone. But after this big old essay that we wrote, we went and we did what's it called? We got to pick a book to read. And me personally, I don't like reading very much. It's just not my thing. And so I picked Jujutsu Kaisen because it's not even a book. it's like a TV show that I could just watch and like report on. But like we never even had to do anything with these books. Like we legitimately just like had to go pick them out, read them every single day. But we didn't have an assignment on these. We didn't have any like book reports or anything cuz no, why would we ever do anything with what we learned? Why would we ever like get a grade on an essay we wrote? Because no, that's not how school works. We're here to learn. We're not here to actually have fun. And I think around this time is when I started just like haphazardly doing everything because at that point, like nothing mattered for my grade except for like the occasional quiz that was super easy. So I had like a good grade in her class. But as soon as she noticed that, she instantly started sending me billions of emails telling me about how I need to lock in, I need to get all my stuff done because if you do anything, doesn't matter, doesn't get graded, nothing happens to it. But if you don't do something, that's when the teacher takes action, you see, because when the teacher sees a missing, whether you haven't looked at the assignment yet, 10 minutes after it's been posted, she'll send you 50 emails making sure that you at least are aware of the assignment. And I think she did this every single time that we had an assignment and I didn't like actively start doing it the second she posted it. And she definitely didn't like me very much as a student. Not because I was a bad student, but because I tried to have fun in her class and I tried to get other people to have fun in her class, which she hates. You know, she's like the biggest advocate against fun. And so, whenever I'd like crack a joke in class, she'd send me to the hall and make me think about what I've done. Like, she treats everyone in her class like fifth graders. Not even fifth graders, like first graders. Like, you get sent to the corner if you misbehave, which is the stupidest thing ever. Like, I think that she thought maybe we were like foreign and didn't know English yet, so she taught us every single thing about English. She had no trust in our past teachers because clearly we hadn't learned about conjunctions at all. Apparently, we had yet to learn about the alphabet. We had to practice the alphabet. I'm not even joking. We practiced cursive for 3 classes. And we learned when to use capital letters. We learned punctuation, conjunctions. We watched Schoolhouse Rock. I think we watched Bill Nye too, which is weird because it was an English class. But it was just like nothing about that class was good. Like, looking back on it, I don't think there's a single part of that class that actually taught me something. It was all just restating the thesis of what English class has been for the entire past decade of my life. Because I don't think there's been any changes at all, like, whatsoever, in my English years. And, like, it's fine. I'd probably forget everything every year anyways. But, like, I don't forget how to use capital letters. Like, I know I said that in a previous video that I don't know how to use them, but like I know what they are. I know what a capital letter is. I don't need you to teach me. I know that that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. This is English class. Why are we learning these things? Like, genuinely, the worst part of my day every day was just that class because, like, the teacher was just the worst. Like, if my favorite teacher of the year taught that class and did the exact same curriculum, at least I'd have a little bit more fun because he wouldn't walk into class playing Taylor Swift, instantly getting rid of our happy moods. He'd at least like he could teach the alphabet and make it fun, you know? I'll probably talk about him in a minute, but he's like the exact opposite. They were polar opposites, and I had them on the same day. She was my first class of the day, and he was my last class of the day. So it was like, it felt like there were like 2 opposite ends, and so the middle of the day was just like average, you know, decent classes, not really much going on. The rest of the day was just like awesome because I got to have my last class of the day be like the best class ever. Just like if you imagine in your brain like what an objectively bad teacher looks like, it's probably pretty close. She looks like the like librarian from Monsters Inc. and sounds exactly like that. Like imagine the librarian from Monsters Inc. as a person that's actually a real person, and imagine how they'd be. Uh, that's how she is. She's the epitome of that person from Monsters Inc. I wouldn't doubt. I think she's like probably like 100 years old at this point, but like I wouldn't doubt if she was the inspiration behind that character because that's just what she is. And I like interviewed a couple people on the last day of school just to, like see what their opinions were on Miss T. None of them were positive. I don't think of the 50 or so people that I asked who had her class, I don't think any of them said a single positive thing. I think she wore the exact same shirt every single day for at least 2 months. I can't exactly prove that it was the same shirt. I'm sure she does laundry, but like I I'm pretty sure she wore the exact shirt. It was the same design, same size, same wrinkles, and everything. Uh, and she wore that shirt every single day for like months at a time. Like as soon as you saw her wearing that shirt after a while, you knew she wasn't gonna take it off for at least another 2 weeks. I imagine that if I were to ever see her in public, there's like a 99% chance that she's wearing that shirt. And then I think every unit was lasted about 4 months, and the actual assignment part of the unit lasted about a week, maybe. If you turn anything in late, you're automatically like expelled from the school. Instant F. She sends 50 emails to your parents telling you about how you're a terrible person and about how you need to like actually focus on your academics more. I'm like not even joking. I probably have at least 200 emails or something from that teacher. I don't even think she like has a life. She was at the hospital for like a week one time, and in the hospital she was watching our screens on our school laptop thingy. uh she was like staring at our screens, making sure there was no tomfoolery going on. And after I finished my work that should only take 10 minutes, in about 10 minutes, uh and started watching Solo Leveling, she sent me an email from the hospital being like, get on task, go read a book, go do some jumping jacks. I don't want to see any gaming, any watching TV in my class ever. I don't know how much of a terrible person you have to be to sit there while you're in the hospital and monitor like teenagers and make sure that they're not having fun. Like that's got to be the biggest buzzkill of like an activity ever. Like you gotta take time out of your day just to ruin these kids' lives. You know that she's a bad teacher when you specifically, subconsciously only register for classes next year that you know she doesn't teach. Like there was a class that I would have taken, but I didn't take because I thought she might teach it. And that is why English is the best subject. Subscribe or I want to start playing Taylor Swift music at the beginning of my videos to make you really hate watching them.